There's no better feeling than a personal win, and the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you do just that. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. Got my Rams-Packers preview. Week 5 game between the 1-3 Los Angeles Rams, the 2-2 Green Bay Packers at SoFi Stadium. And man, this is a critical game for our Rams. They need a win desperately. Late afternoon game, Packers lead this series 50 wins, 47 losses, 2 ties. So yes, this is the 100th game between these two storied franchises. Packers have won the last 4, and if it seems like the Rams are always playing the Packers in Green Bay, well, over these last 4 games, that has been the case. Packers winning all 4 of them. One of those games, a playoff game. And the last time they played in LA, the Rams won that one 29-27 at the Coliseum. Rams had taken a 2-point lead. They kick off. Ty Montgomery decides to run the ball out of the end zone. Fumbles, Rams recover, game over, and I still have visions of Aaron Rodgers looking at Ty Montgomery, looking at the scoreboard, looking at the clock, thinking, what are you doing? Just give me the ball and we win this game. And that might have been the case. Rams escaped with the win and went on to the Super Bowl that year. The last time they played, November 5th of last year, Packers 20, Rams 3. The Rams starting quarterback, Brett Rypien. Their starting running back, Royce Freeman, did not go well. And here's a little nugget for you. The last time the Packers beat the Rams in California, December 1966, Packers 27, Rams 23. And if it weren't for a 75-yard pick 6, Roman Gabriel intercepted by Bob Jeter, Rams probably win that game too. The odds opened at 3.5. It's now down to 3. Thought it would be a little more than that. As much love as teams like the Packers tend to get. The weather, it'll be warm, but shouldn't be a big factor. Might be a little bit of an advantage for the Rams. It's been in the 60s in Green Bay this week. We'll be pushing the mid-80s at SoFi. So the warmer, the better, perhaps. It's early in the season, so let's take a quick look back at what the Packers did last year. They were a 9-8 wild card team. They go to Dallas and win that game, as they usually do, taking care of the Cowboys. And then they went to San Francisco, and they lost that one, as they usually do, losing to the 49ers. Let's look at how these teams match up statistics-wise. Well, this is the biggest concern. The Packers are rushing for 174 yards per game, second in the league. And the Rams were allowing 165 yards per game on the ground. Ouch. League worst. So you know what the Packers are going to focus on here? Passing, the Packers 235 yards per game. That's 7th. And the Rams haven't fared that well defending the pass either. 220 yards per game, 12th worst. Rams have 7 sacks. Packers have allowed 6. Now, Rams offense versus the Packers defense. Rams are 28th in yards per game at 88, but that's more because they just haven't tried to run as much as we would like, right? Now, the one advantage the Rams do have, the 8th best passing attack by yards per game, 224, where the Packers are in the bottom third, allowing 231 yards per game. So as much as we'd like the Rams to focus on the run and pound the ball, Sean McVay is probably going to see this stat and, well, you know what he's going to do. The Rams have allowed 13 sacks. Packers have gotten to the quarterback 13 times. So we'd expect them to get to Stafford a couple of times in this game. Now, this is the one edge the Packers have, and if they can't sustain it, if it doesn't extend into this game, maybe even things out a little bit, the Packers are the best turnover differential in the league, +6. The Rams are -1. So if the Rams can eliminate turnovers, game could be pretty even. What have the Packers done so far? They opened up in Brazil, escaped with a 34-29 win. That was the game where Jordan Love got hurt at the very end. They came back the next week, intercepted Anthony Richardson 3 times and beat the Colts 16-10. They took care of the Titans 30-14. Jari Alexander had a pick 6. This is Malik Willis, by the way, playing quarterback as it was against the Colts. And then Jordan Love comes back against the Vikings in Green Bay. They fall behind 28-0 and end up losing 31-29. So Jordan Love, 2 starts against the Packers and Vikings. He's 0-2. Malik Willis, 2 starts against the Colts and Titans. He is 2-0. I know some say quarterback wins and losses is not a stat. I beg to differ. Their big addition since last year, well, running back Josh Jacobs. They lost Aaron Jones. He went over to the Vikings. Jacobs is a beast of a running back. And safety Xavier McKinney, a big addition to that defense. Packers always seem to be a really well-balanced team. Good offense, really good defense, good coaching, draft well. They really have it together as a franchise. Their 2024 draft picks, not sure I'm sold on it quite yet. We'll see how it goes. They drafted Jordan Morgan, the offensive tackle out of Arizona, in the first round, the 25th pick overall, and there were mixed opinions on him, and he is not starting for this team. They actually have him listed as a backup guard at this point. They drafted a linebacker, Derion Cooper, out of Texas A&M in the second round. Another second-round pick, Javon Bullard, the safety out of Georgia. He is starting. They drafted the running back out of USC, Marshawn Lloyd, in the third round. They got pretty good value at the end of the draft. The 255th pick overall, Kalen King, the cornerback out of Penn State, thought he would go much earlier. Back in a second with some more. So their key players, well, Jordan Love, a very dynamic quarterback. Not sure if he's 100%. He's a good quarterback, though, out of Bakersfield and Utah State. Josh Jacobs, big, strong running back. They have a really good set of wide receivers, but they're a little banged up. Both teams really trying to work through injuries. We'll circle back and talk about that at the end here. But they have a good set of wide receivers, very deep, and then they have the tight end, Tucker Kraft, who's very good. And on the defensive side, Jari Alexander. He is also banged up and may not be able to go. He's probably the star of that defense. And then Kenny Clark, the defensive tackle out of UCLA. He is also battling through a toe injury. With the Rams' luck, I'm sure he'll be good to go. But they're pretty banged up, and I don't think Jordan Love is 100% yet either. From the Rams' perspective, on the injury front, Darius Williams looks like he's going to be able to go. Cooper Kupp has been ruled out. Well, we all know how bad the Rams have been banged up. Packers are getting close to being in the same situation. Let's walk through their injuries. Their Friday injury report, Jari Alexander, their all-pro cornerback, limited Friday, questionable. Derion Cooper, the linebacker, rookie linebacker, limited, questionable. Wide receiver Romeo Doubs did not practice Friday. He is doubtful. And Christian Watson, their number 1 wide receiver, did not practice Friday. He is doubtful. So at the cornerback position, Alexander already questionable. Another cornerback that has a significant role in this defense. Carrington Valentine, also questionable. So top 2 wide receivers and their best cornerback and another cornerback, all questionable or doubtful for this game. So we could see a situation where the best 4 wide receivers between these two teams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Romeo Doubs, and Christian Watson, all out. And meanwhile, the Rams getting a little bit healthier. Darius Williams coming back and Laurel Murchison. Oh, but wait, I guess not. Murchison, activated from IR, breaks his foot. That's right, he broke his foot Friday in practice, and he is out. This is incredible. Meanwhile, the Rams have signed Jonah Williams. Remember, pretty decent defensive tackle, signed with the Vikings. Vikings put him on the practice squad. Rams have added him, and not sure if he was expected to play Sunday against the Packers, but I think the plan now, the new plan with this Murchison injury, I suspect Williams will be expected to play, and we need some help there. Bobby Brown, Gallimore, and Tyler Davis trying to get it done in the middle, and so far mixed reviews, actually. Let's just say it. Not very good reviews. Although, if the linebackers were playing better, maybe we wouldn't notice so much. But Jonah Williams, plug him in there. He could be our best defensive tackle day one. So the injury carousel continues for the Los Angeles Rams, but overall, I think they're in better shape than they were last week. So what are the fearsome 4 keys to this game? And you know what? I'm getting so tired of going through these fearsome 4 keys because the Rams have issues and they have to address them. They have to play better in a couple of areas, and it's no secret. They need to play better on the interior defensive line. They got to keep Matthew Stafford cleaner. They got to finish in the red zone. They can't allow these big plays to opposition wide receivers. Maybe a takeaway or 2. They got to tackle better. Stop the run game. We all know what they are, and if I'm going to identify 4 keys to this game, it's going to be pretty much what we've heard in the past. Now, last week, one of my keys was, the Bears' running game had been pretty dismal. So I thought, let's just shut it down completely, right? Don't let them move the ball on the ground. And did it for a little while, and then it got away from us. And now the Packers come to town with a very formidable running game. So we're not going to shut that down, but can we please just limit it a little bit? Maybe keep them under 4 yards per carry. Maybe keep them under 120 yards rushing for the game. And Jordan Love, he's going to hurt us with his legs too. Although with his recent injury history, maybe he will shy away from running against this Rams defense. And then on the Rams side, hey, we want to run the ball, right? But this is a Packer defense that's going to be a little bit more vulnerable through the air. So again, like I've said recently, don't give up on the run. Don't shy away from the pass, though. Hey, just mix it up. Maybe a little bit more creativity, like we saw against the 49ers for a little bit there, right? Sean McVay, the offensive genius, has to do better, especially in the red zone. So 1, slow down their run game. 2, diversify their offense. 3, finish in the red zone. And 4, play better defense. It's as simple as that. Defense has to be better. And, Darius Williams coming back, that could be really impactful. I think it will be. Not sure what the Rams are going to throw out there secondary-wise. And, hey, it'll be a surprise to the Packers a little bit too, so that's a good thing. I'm guessing it's going to be Darius Williams and Trey White. Maybe Witherspoon gets more snaps. Kobe Durant playing the slot a little bit. Quentin Lake maybe taking more snaps out of a pure safety position, getting Cam Kinchins off the field a little bit. A lot of possibilities here. Rams got to change it up on defense and on offense. We have the ability to move the ball in this Packers defense. We really do. We did it last week against a pretty darn good Bears defense. Just didn't finish. Just did not finish. We got to finish in the red zone. Someone besides Kyron Williams needs to score a touchdown. Can we get Colby Parkinson free in the red zone? I thought that was one of the reasons we brought him in. A big target in the end zone. Get it done, Rams. Finish in the red zone. That's probably the biggest one. gotta finish in the red zone. We're going to have our opportunities. Get it done inside the 25. Punch it in. Joshua Carty turning out to be a pretty good kicker. I don't want him to be the difference, though. We need touchdowns. My prediction, and no one's picking the Rams in this game except me and Paul, and I get it, but there's not that much separation between these two teams. There really isn't. The Packers are clearly the better team, given all the Rams injuries. If the Rams were healthy, I think it would be a pick 'em. Rams might even be favored. But I think in this game, the 3.5-point spread seems pretty spot on. There's going to be a lot of Packer fans at the game. This is a mean, angry, desperate Rams team, though, with some really good veteran leadership and some hungry young guys. Someone's going to come through with a big game. As I stated in the poll, someone's going to step up and have a gigantic game for our Rams, maybe a couple guys, and we're going to beat the Green Bay Packers 27-23. I'll be back on the YouTube channel Sunday morning with a pregame pulse video, some final thoughts on the game, and then we'll come back afterwards, late Sunday afternoon, with a quick reaction. Hopefully have Ian and Paul on board for that. And by the way, going to ask a favor of all you Ram fans out there that listen in, getting close to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I'd like to get there this week. Help us out. Really appreciate it. Go to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're about 30 subscribers short. Help us get there. We'd really appreciate it. Hey, let's close things out on a lighter note. Let's talk about a player who wore number 46 for our Los Angeles Rams, since it is episode 546. Not a lot of guys wore that number for the Rams. Now, we talked about Corey Harkey. That was either episode 346 or 446. I don't recall. Let's talk about another tight end, Daniel Fells. Fells out of Anaheim, Fullerton Union High School, and UC Davis when undrafted. Bounced around, was with the Falcons, the Raiders, the Bucks, and finally in October 2008, the Rams signed Fells to a free agent contract. Had not played in an NFL game up to that point. 6'4", 260-pound tight end. Basically established himself as an NFL player with the Rams. 3 years with the Rams, 42 games, 11 starts. Had 69 receptions and 5 TDs. Went on to have a decent stint with the Giants and then the Broncos and finally with the Patriots. Daniel Fells, another number 46 for our, well, at the time, St. Louis Rams. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.